Tommy Best, and you're listening to today's Boondoggle.
This is Mark Metcalf, and you are listening to today's Boondoggle with Bailey on Domain Cleveland Radio.
You are listening to today's Boondoggle with Bailey on Domain Cleveland Radio. Yes, Kato Kalin listens to this all the time.
Welcome to today's Boondoggle. Now, here's your host. Incarceration, America's rock, metal, and tattoo festival with Slipknot. Falling in Reverse, Five Finger Death Punch. Plus Marilyn Manson, 3 Days Grace, Beartooth, Knocked Loose, Lamb of God, Parkway Drive, I Prevail, In This Moment, and so many more. Report to the Ohio State Reformatory on July 18th through 20th, 2025 to face your sentencing. 3 days of rock, tattoos, and the return of the Haunted Blood Prison. Passes for Incarceration are on sale now at incarceration.com.
What's going on, everybody? It's Bill Bailey with today's Boondoggle, and we're talking to our new friend from across the way, a couple time zones away, Mr. Sean Horror of the band Darkflow. What's going on, man?
Here I am having well, as I said before, it's a really rainy, awful day, but it's not that cold. We are entering on summer too, so soon it will be over.
Yeah. So where are you at exactly?
I am at Lausanne. Lausanne is a French little city in the French part of Switzerland.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'm in Cleveland, Ohio, so the weather sounds very similar.
Yeah. Well, in Ohio, the weather is like that too, yes?
Yeah.
Swampy.
Yeah, I'm dealing with the rainy gloom out there as well. But good to be inside and having a conversation with you.
Of course, yes.
So usually when I have somebody on for the first time, I like to get a quick background. Do you remember originally what you wanted to be when you grew up?
Wow. Well, normally when I was growing up, I was, I don't know, let's say 15 years old when I started all with the music. I created Sean Horror. I created all the theatrics I could when I was living in my country, in Chile. And then after the years came back, I just had to leave my country because, well, I have some legal problems there, so I left. And when I was 20 years old, I arrived here in Switzerland. That it's been like 15 years because I'm 35. And I started immediately with the musical business. So since the beginning, since I am really little, that I did wanted to be a singer of a metal band. Now, how to do it? It's really hard, and I did it.
Nice.
I arrived, I achieved it, but it's really, really, really hard. It's been, as I said, since the age of 15, learning how to sing, learning how to breathe, how to write texts, how to speak well in English, how to develop good lyrics, how to develop good stories, how to develop. There's a lot of development to do and learning and shit.
Yeah.
And I studied marketing, digital marketing, so that helped too. And then I created Darkflow in 2020. We released our first EP called Six, our first album called Insane Circus, and the now upcoming next album for the next week called Imminent End.
Yeah. So I wanted to, you were saying, so at 15, you kind of already created the character Sean Horror. What was some of your influences for that character?
Well, I think my most, if you see the makeup, you can say immediately, okay, this guy is a fan of King Diamond. Of of course. I'm a King Diamond fan. I have a King Diamond T-shirt now. I always draw. I always with a King Diamond Merciful Fate T-shirt, walking around. I'm a huge fan of the King, and then other influences are completely more into the written part. Let's say I don't have like a musical influence with King Diamond. I don't want to be a copycat. I don't want to sing in high pitched tone and bother the 60% of the heavy metal community. So I did it with my own voice, and the written parts are more based into Lovecraftian, or you can see a little bit of, well, like old ancient stories written. And that's when it hit on me, how I want to write, what I want to write, and why.
Gotcha.
And then I started creating. First, the EP concept is the death of the people around me, the people I loved, people that I lost. Really, it's always real stories for me. Secondly, the other album, the Insane Circus one, is the album that explains my own mortality, because I got sick and I am having a lot of trouble, like getting my shit together, because I had a huge neuro degenerative disease, which
Mm,
brings incredible amounts of pain, and it's completely, really, extremely handicapping as a disease. But I don't give a fuck about the handicapping thing. I still just go for what I want. That is making metal. So I take the pain away in other ways, and then I just start singing and start doing my shows, and that's what I do. I do this for. I live for Darkflow.
nice, nice. So you said you originally started Darkflow, then now currently where you're living at now, or was this created in one of the previous areas?
No. Darkflow is it was created in where I am living now. It's a band that I created with my best friend, the guitar player of my band Flow, who is an amazing compositor, and he and me, we work really well together. So it's really important for me to give such a job to somebody else in my band, because normally it's me who decides everything, and everything has to pass under my statement. If I say yes, it's yes. If I say no, it's no. Don't even trying to put that thing there. Don't even try to convince me. I said no. But with Flow, it's more like he knows what I want, and he can anticipate his compositions, because he understands me. And that's
Yeah,
the thing that is important. He understands what I want. And when you have a musician that really understands what you like to do and how you like to do it yourself to that musician, then you're not being like held hostage into doing what the crazy man wants you to do. So I am not gonna be the crazy man in this story. I am just working with my best friend who really loves doing this with me, and see what happens.
and is that how you guys came up with the band name Darkflow? Then play on his name, or
That's exactly. I put it in his name because Darkflow was long time ago his name for, I don't know, let's say Instagram account that he created, and he wanted to create like a, I don't know, like a dark, mm, maybe hip hop style of rock metal mixed. And then he met me, and he thought that maybe Darkflow was better to work it with me because my lyrics were really dark, and that connected better with me because Darkflow. I like what is the Darkflow, the explanation from this void in the sky sucking into other dimensions and all that stuff. It's like really, it's interesting. It's a stellar thing too. So yeah, I think that I was into it in the beginning when he told me, like, "Hey man, I have this like name that I wanted to use for me," and it's like, "Oh, we can use it for the band, and you can be Flow."
Nice. And then when you guys started performing then as Darkflow, like what's the music scene like out there for you?
Well, the music scene here in Switzerland is different than in every country. It's little poor and really badly worked. For a country as Switzerland, well, we had the chance to be part of the big bands, let's say, of the French part of Switzerland, but Switzerland is a really little country, really defined by its region, the German part, the Italian part, the part that nobody speaks nothing, like a language that it was created here, and it's called the Romanche, and the part that they speak French. And I don't know how none of their part, they like each other, but they created a country. A little country with 27, I think, if not more, maybe 28 counties. For as little as this country it is enormously huge quantity of counties. This little country just does, I don't know, we have like 9 million people living here in Switzerland.
Wow.
And you have 4 languages, a lot of division between the cultures, and people are not easy to manage. So I live in Lausanne, in front of the most beautiful, the biggest lake of Europe, and I go to the concerts that are more made in Lausanne based, Geneva based, and there's also other cities that speak French that are kind of bigger, and you can do concerts. So the scene here it has its own separation because I don't know, the guys from another county that talks French doesn't like the guys of the other country who talk French. Because they are really like, I don't know, I don't like the guys from Geneva, I don't like the guys from Lausanne, I don't like those guys in the mountains that are from the Valais. And it's like, you're the most little country in the world and you have that kind of problems. Like, how the separation grows wane every fucking day, you know?
Yeah, it's like that across the globe. We'll find any reason to not like each other instead of all the things we have in common and what we like about each other.
Exactly,
You know?
that's the thing. That's the thing. It's like, for fuck's sake, dude, I come from Chile. I really come from a country that's in my capital city. There are 10 million idiots. 10 million of idiots. So you have a country, the whole country is 10 million of idiots. So understand, it's not that difficult. If a city can be built with 10 million of persons, well, you live in Ohio, but you can see what happens in New York, or how many people are around, I don't know, California and all that stuff. There's so much people. That's really hard.
Yeah.
And the thing is turning over now because you can see the problems are economical, the problems are starting with wars, the problems are starting with what's Trump doing, what's Putin doing, what's going on with all this stuff, and you say like, okay, well, this is not gonna be easy. You have the artificial intelligence moving forward and forward and forward. Those guys can create music in 2 seconds. Fuck that.
Yeah. Well, it's like you definitely are getting a lot of inspiration to write music. Like I can see what we were just talking about is maybe being part of the inspiration for your single "Press the Button." You want to talk about like what you were trying to say with that song?
Well, what I'm trying to say with that song, I didn't want it to go into any political thing. So I didn't want the guy who was doing the clip told me, "Hey man, I can do, let's say like you are putting your gun over Putin or over Trump," and it was like, I don't want to make this political. I just want people to understand that I'm putting the gun in front of somebody who has the power to unleash all the warfare they have, and that can destroy make the extinction of humankind. Not, of course, I am not attacking, I don't know, North Korea, a country that will not do so much bad. Instead, I want an apocalyptic country who has the power to destroy Earth 5 times, and that's the idea. I want to sacrifice, to torture psychologically, in fact, this leader to press the red button. While in the same time, I'm showing what is Darkflow. I'm showing the show. I'm showing. And showing who we are on stage, like a gloomy dark band, you know. And the music was, of course, composed by a friend of mine with Flow. They did something more trashy in the guitars, while I made the complete opposite, not to go really thrashy, but just go really into heavy metal, but pure theatrical heavy metal. And that gave the combination that I liked. Some people would say, yeah, but it's like a thrash song, that it's not sing like a thrash song. Yeah, because I don't sing thrash.
And then I saw that you worked with Ed Nikad. How was that?
Ed Nikad, yeah, that's the guy I was telling you, the friend who came to compose with Flow, Ed Nikad from Algebra. He came to record with us. He is an amazing guitar player, even technically better than Flow. So he is the guy who recorded his guitars and the bass for this song.
Nice.
Because Flow, it wasn't like his style of doing things. He like hearing it, but he can't play it. It's not his way of playing. So yeah.
And where was that the video for that recorded at?
The video was recorded in a beautiful big venue that we have in Lausanne.
Okay.
Where we were invited to play there, so I didn't. It's like for me, it was completely like stupidly easy. It's like we have to film and let's see what we do with the videos. And then searching about the videos, I said, okay, well, we can do maybe Press the Button. It's a 4-minute songs. It's not long. People can hear it. If they like it, they can see our show. If people can understand who we are and what we do, let's try to see.
And I know you said, King Diamond, obviously you're a big fan and found a lot of influence there, but any other artists out there that kind of influenced your guys' theatrical appearance?
Well, of course, you can say there's a lot of Alice Cooper in me. I wouldn't say that there is something theatrical with me like Ghost, because it's not my jam. And then in the shock rock, you can say, well, I'm dressed in white, so maybe there's like a little connection with Rob Zombie or something like that. But no, I am more. I am influenced by King Diamond, yes, but vocally, I created my own voice.
Yeah. And then I was checking out now we mentioned the album Imminent End, and it's coming out like shortly, like this month, correct?
No, I think it's going to be out in 6 days.
6 days, okay. And then for like fans, like I'd say across here in the United States, if they wanted to pick it up and support you guys, where would you send them to get on the
Well,
list?
if you want to buy the album and don't put just one app on the streaming playlist like Spotify, because that's the most degenerate place where you can destroy bands. You go to Bandcamp, you just pay a little bit, and you will have the music for you, and it's going to be for you. So Bandcamp, it's where I can tell you you can buy us things. You can buy even the vinyls there. And if you can buy the vinyls, then you can have everything you need from Darkflow. You can even contact us. And if you need a contact, you can send me an email. The one who's going to answer is going to be me, of course. And whatever you want. If you want to even, let's say that you tell me, yeah, well, I want a T-shirt about this. I want a vinyl and everything, but can you please sign it and everything? Of course, we send it signed.
Nice. And then I was checking out that one track too, Whistles from the Sky. What is the message that from that one?
Whistles from the Sky. Whistle from the Sky is the last song of Imminent End. If you can imagine, you can imagine yourself like there's a lot of whistles over the skies, bombs going everywhere.
Yeah.
There are flying whistles everywhere, and it's just how I wanted to call the song for how it sounds. You know, you have these sirens sounding, military marching with these bombs, sound bombs everywhere. It's like it's the complete extinction. That's where humankind dies.
Hmm.
So that's what when I wanted to do. It's really upsetting, of course. It's unsettling even when you hear a Darkflow song and you follow the lyrics. You say, "Holy shit! This guy is killing the whole humankind." Yeah, I did that. I mean, it's just a concept. It's just art.
Yeah. It's Sean Hoare after all,
Yeah, exactly.
And then speaking of that love for and admiration for King Diamond, though, you also got a chance to work with Andy LaRocque of King Diamond at the Sonic Train studio, and he also put a guitar solo on what, the Last Symphony. What was that
Yes,
like?
the guitars. Mhm. Tell me how was that like? Well, the thing is that our first album, Insane Circus, we mixed and mastered with Andy LaRocque. But in the second album, I wanted to have put something more tight, put something more worked and developed. So we had Andy to produce the album from the scratch. So when the time came and the songs were finished, then we went to his studio to record and everything. And he did the solo for the Last Symphony because Flo didn't know how to do in that part. And Andy was like, yeah, maybe I would like to do an apparition in one of the songs. Yeah, of course, man. There's the Last Symphony. And if you go and you can hear it, it's one of the singles that I came out with. Believe me, it's a really good song.
Hmm. Yeah. And then now with this release happening in 6 days, do you guys have any like tours or anything planned to go like support the album?
Well, the thing is that I do have people supporting the album, but I had to cancel a lot of concerts because I had a hip removal operation surgery, and now I'm trying to get better from that because if I can't be running and doing a good show on stage, I don't go to stage.
Gotcha.
So I'm trying. I need to get better, but I think from here to October I must be fine. But I had to recalculate it because if I have to give, I don't know, like a 2 weeks round of shows with not having any pain, cool. But if there's any pain, that can bring me problems in the future. So I have to be really careful about it.
Gotcha. And then like with the when you are able to play out and it's kind of like asking a parent like who their favorite child is, but on this latest album, is there a particular song you're looking forward to performing for a live audience like the most?
I think that the last symphony is a really cool song to play on live. Well, you have also in the album Draining All Hope, that is a really excellent song to sing. I do love a song that is called A Colossal End, which talks about a tsunami that destroys all Europe. And but I think I will go with Whistles from the Sky. That's the song that I'm really like waiting to play to people. It's pure evil. It's madness.
Gotcha. And then like with with we mentioned like going to Bandcamp if people wanted to get the album, but if fans out there want to know more about Darkflow and like follow your journey and know where like tour updates and stuff are going to be, where would you send them?
Well, I can send them to Instagram to Darkflow Shock Metal. And you can send them to Facebook too, which is working here a lot in Switzerland, and a lot of people is using it until now. But I've learned that in the world, people that doesn't use Facebook anymore. But on Facebook, you can take contact with us. You can write me directly to contact at darkflow.ch. Sorry.
Gotcha. And then I wanted to ask you a couple questions I normally ask my guests. Now you talked about some of your early influences in music, but who are your like top 3 artists that you're listening to today?
Well, for sure, Blue Oyster Cult. That's one of the bands that I have been hearing the last 10 years a lot. I have like a lot of feelings with their music. Wow, 3. Which other artists I could go through? Well, I have heard a lot of Alice Cooper this lately. Albums that not everybody heard, like Brutal Planet or things like that. More into the after the 20th anniversary, the 20,000 years. And if not metal, well, I've been hearing a lot of symphonic music, like really classical symphonic music. Learning a lot about the powerness, the how strong it can be, and it can be as strong as any metal band. Okay, you need a shitloads of musicians, of course, but yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And then, who are three people who've inspired you and you can credit for making you the person you are today?
Well, for sure, King Diamond. That's one of the person. Secondly, well, my brother, and thirdly, I would say my wife, but my wife didn't do anything. I'm still the same person. Yeah, no, seriously. Thirdly, I would say my guitar player. It's been, I don't know, 10 years of crazy friendship, creating music, and we became really close to each other.
Nice.
That's the beautiful thing about music, is that you meet a lot of people, and sometimes you can create links that are forever and are strong.
Awesome. Yeah. And then what was your favorite toy as a child?
My favorite toy as a child, I think it was Lego.
Nice. Legos are worldwide.
Really worldwide, yeah. And I played with that shit like a long time, because you can do first when you're a child, you just play with it without knowing what you're doing, and then you start doing things with it. Like, oh, spaceship. And then you go and you follow the rules and you go little by little, and then you have what is the decoration that you try to buy. And
Yeah.
I had fun doing that. Yeah, there's a composition of, oh yeah, I want to build a house, I want to build this and that. I like to create like armies out of the Legos that they were destroying into each other and things like that. I'm always having all this twisted mind of people killing each other. I come from Chile. People does that.
I was watching, somebody recommended, and I'm not, there's only so much like horror that I can deal with anymore these days, but somebody recommended this movie Trauma to me, and it's supposed to be based on the Chilean government.
Yeah, that movie, yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, just that opening scene, right, was enough for me. And I was just like, all right, man. So, I mean, if that's the horrors of man right there,
But of course, that's the brutality of humanity.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I
No,
understand why you got out.
well, I got out because I had my differences with a political party, and they did a manhunt like 15 years ago. And before that manhunt was succeeded, I just flew out of the country.
Yeah. Good thing you
Really?
got out then. But now you can tell
Yeah.
the stories and through your music.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna straight to, in the next album, I think I'm going to start trying to tell some stories about what it is to live all those kind of things.
Yeah.
How you can lose your country, your friends, everything, once from 1 second to another, from one day to another, in a blink of a second.
I
It's
mean, you look back at the innocence of youth, playing with Legos and all the imagination you got to use, and then all these years later, what the world does, how it
well,
transforms our thinking.
they're trying to always transform our thinking. The only thing is that I'm always going to be an adult, a child, and a really juvenile person. Why? Because I want to be crazy, fun, and see the things objectively.
Yeah, I agree. And then, going back to those Legos, I mean, you step on one of those in the middle of the night, and you could see
Okay,
maybe where King Diamond was able to hit those high notes,
that's clearly why. How? Clearly.
And then like I said, so people can follow you guys. You said on Instagram, and do you run that
Instagram,
account as well?
YouTube, Bandcamp. Bandcamp is easier. If you put Darkflow, you're going to find us immediately. Instagram, if you put Darkflow, you're not going to find us immediately. We are Darkflow Shock Metal Band.
Shock metal.
Exactly. Let me even see really how are we called, because sometimes it changes for everything. So we are gonna take it. No, it's only Darkflow Shock Metal, not Shock Metal Band. Shock Metal, Darkflow Shock Metal.
Okay.
And you can follow me also, if you like. It's Sean Horror Official.
Sean Horror Official. All right, sounds good. Definitely send fans your way. Any like you know, like you said, you when you heal up, you have some tours planned. Then any plans of possibly coming and performing in the States?
Well, that's the thing that I've been talking to the people. I've been giving a lot of interviews, but the most important thing is also how people hear our music. If they like it, don't even hesitate. Just stay in contact with me, speak with your promoters, and I do the rest to see how we can manage to go there. But it's really important. It's really important because we are a band that is not rich, but we are not poor people neither. We are a band that would like to develop themselves into this and try to live from it, and so we can have 100% time of doing all this every day.
Gotcha. Well, Sean, man, thank you so much for your time, man. It's great talking with you.
Thank you very much for you.
Definitely look forward to hearing the rest of the album in 6 days.
Well, the rest of the album is amazing. It's really amazing. I really think you're going to like it. If you like powerful heavy metal mixed with thrash metal and have some completely eerie lyrics all around, it's not gonna be difficult.
Nice. All right, Sean, thank you for your time. You take care.
Thank you for your time. Take care.
All right, listen up. Hold on to your seats. Grab your girls, grab your beers.
What's going on? It's Tommy Beck, and you're listening to today's Boondoggle.
This is Mark Metcalf, and you are listening to today's Boondoggle with Bailey on Domain Cleveland Radio.
You are listening to today's Boondoggle with Bailey on Domain Cleveland Radio. Yes, Kato Kalin listens to this all the time.